filmed this video a while back with the intent to show some behind the scenes with the hardware and the software and some of the process that we use to make videos, but it went into way too much detail and ended up being very long, so I'm going to speed that video up and narrate over the top of it and try to more concisely offer some of the things that we wanted to cover from that video. So we get asked quite a bit, what kind of hardware and software do we use to make videos, and we'll try to cover that here. We do almost everything on laptops nowadays. Whenever we went from regular video to HD, we needed to upgrade computers, and we've done videos on the actual computers when we bought them, but this particular one does about 70% of our videos, and it's a Gateway. I won't get into too much technical detail on this video, but let's say this is about a mid-range computer. It's about $500, something that isn't the bottom of the line computers probably won't deal with video files fast enough for you, so we went with a mid-range, and we probably got a good deal on it, but again, about $500. We're showing off there the big 25-inch monitor we got for it. We just happened to get that in the mail the day before we went on this trip, so since we had it in its shipping packaging, we just brought it along with us and played with it a bit, and it works great. But whatever computer we're using, other laptops or even the desktop computers, we try to have at least 2 monitors, sometimes 3. They really are a convenience when you're dealing with when you can have the ability to run like multiple screens like that. I'm showing off here that it can actually take in different inputs. You could have multiple computers plugged into this thing, or even a DVD player. It's a convenience because you can see multiple screens at a time, but when I'm showing you here with the software, that's how much you'd get on your one screen. But if we move that over now to the big screen, you can get so much more real estate in a particular software package, so you're not having to squint to see, you know, the fine print, or when you're dialing in on editing or something. Just gives you a little bit more palette to work with. So we're talking about the software now, and the software that we use is from Cyberlink. It's called PowerDirector, but most of the software, our video software, is going to be similar. You're going to have a preview window up there. You're going to have this area down below, what they call the timeline, and you can move your slider back and forth to any particular point in the video. On top of that, like baseline video, you can add things like background colors, images that lay on top, text, and even sound. So that's what I'm kind of explaining at this point. But most of the software is going to be similar. You're going to be able to preview the work you've just done. You're going to be able to save your work. You're going to be able to add various effects, and those effects are going to be determined by the software package that you're using. The software package, like I mentioned, that we're using is called PowerDirector from Cyberlink, and this is about a mid-range, probably low to mid-range software. Cost about $100. You can just download it off their website, and it's plenty for what we needed to do. We upgraded from regular video to HD. We don't use the highest quality HD. We use 720. We could probably do a whole nother video on the different types of options there. But again, we're using the lower end HD, which hopefully gives us a clear enough picture that it's interesting. Our philosophy is definitely to go quantity over quality, so for us this software worked pretty decent. It's, like I say, about $100, and it gives us the tools that we needed to work with these HD files. So speaking of the HD files, we use HD cameras, which are going to run somewhere between 200 and 300 or 400 if you get a real fancy one. We try to go with the least expensive cameras we can, because we end up putting them in danger and they get broke all the time. And again, our philosophy is quantity over quality, so if we can get a camera in front of something cool, then that's our goal. We're not looking to get the fanciest camera out there and use it rarely. We'd rather get the low-end cameras and use them as often as possible. So we get those raw files off the camera, and they're going to be fairly large. Again, having a medium-sized computer is going to give you a certain amount of hard drive space, but what I'm showing off there behind the big screen is the external drive, and those are about the size of a paperback book, and get as large a one as you can afford. Those probably run somewhere between $100 and $200, and what they do is they offer you the ability to take those raw files from your camera and store them and archive them, but then imagine, keep in mind, you're going to put those videos, those raw files, into a software package, and you're going to edit the software or edit the video, and now you're going to need to have an editable file at that point saved and then eventually archived. And then when you go to produce your final video, you're going to have yet another file that's going to be quite large. So you're going to have 3 different stacks of files that are going to start piling up as you start making videos. So unless you decide to throw your videos away as soon as you make them, which we don't, you're going to want to have some extra hard drive space. Consider also having backup copies of everything, or maybe even online storage. And lastly, having some wireless devices make life a little easier with the laptops. Even when traveling, having a wireless mouse, you don't have to worry about the trackpad, and a wireless keyboard just lets you kind of move away from the laptop a little bit. So hopefully that was answered some questions about the software and the hardware that we're using to make videos. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thanks for watching.